Country 102.5, Jonathan Weir and Ayla Brown. And right now we have the guys from Old Dominion in studio. Matt, Trevor, Whit, Jeff, and Brad. How you guys doing?
Good.
Excellent.
How you doing?
You guys are playing a show tonight in Providence at the Dunkin' Donuts Center.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Stop by here.
Is that
Some
part
donuts.
of playing the show? Do you get donuts when you
Donuts
go up
are
on
on the
stage?
rider, yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is that why we
Coffee
got
and
that this
donuts.
morning?
Yeah.
I'm from Connecticut originally, so this is like I grew up with Dunkin' Donuts. But
Grew
they
up
don't
with
really
Dunkin'.
have it as much in the South.
I grew up in the Midwest, and we're starting to come along.
Yeah, I grew up in
Yeah.
Michigan.
Dunkin'?
We were Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, I have to ask you this first of all. Well, I'm gonna toss it over to Ayla to ask you this because she's been insane about this. She thinks that she can predict what your singles are going to be.
Okay.
Yes, because
Based-
the last time we met, I begged you guys. I said, please, I think One Man Band should be your single. Is it? And you didn't give me much information. And then literally like the next week, you guys declared that as your single. So I feel as though I have between two choices, and you can give me a wink or you can just say it on the microphone if I'm correct. It is between Never Be Sorry and My Heart is a Bar. Am I close?
It's between those two and all of the rest of them.
The record, by the way, is phenomenal.
Thank
Like
you.
there
Thank
are
you. Really
songs
seriously
for
good.
every vibe. Like if you want to just chill out and relax, you have great songs. If you want to get out and party, if you want to roll the windows down there during the summertime, there is a song for every feeling. And then the last song, number 12. Oh my gosh, that is the
a feeling
tearing
too.
of the
That's the
heartstrings.
song you play when you want to roll down the windows in the wintertime.
And
Yeah.
cry.
Yeah, and cry.
I
Yeah.
have cried when listening to that. It is such a great song.
You guys, speaking of your new album, your album just hit #1 on the Billboard top country albums. Congratulations on that. But
Yes.
Thank you.
but it ended up kicking Luke Combs out of the #1
I know.
spot.
Somebody told us that.
So how does it feel to crush the dreams?
That's a
of young
bummer,
Luke
man.
Combs?
I mean,
How many
I
times
do,
he's
I do,
crushed our dreams?
Yeah.
Talking
feel
about petty
bad, man.
revenge. We've
Yeah,
had petty
yeah,
revenge talks
right.
all day.
And
do
he was
feel a
this
little
close
bad.
to beating Shania Twain, and then you
I
guys were
know.
like,
I
"Yeah,
know.
no way, no, Luke,
I
no."
feel like Shania owes us a fruit basket or something.
Yeah.
A fruit basket. That's great. I love it. You guys co-wrote or wrote solo 11 out of the 12 songs in this new record that's available right now.
No, we wrote all of
We
them.
wrote them all.
You
actually.
did?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I read on Billboard that it was 11 out of 12, so I apologize.
I think they were talking about me personally. I was on
11 out of the 12, but
yeah.
collectively you guys took part in every single song. So I'm sure you have a favorite. First of all, what is that? But then also, what is the fan favorite? Because that is also a different energy when you're performing
Yeah.
live. You can tell like what the fans are digging right now. What
I mean,
can,
obviously, One Man Band was like, that's why we chose it as a single, because the crowd reaction was insane. And people like yourself who suggested maybe we do so.
Pat my
but
shoulder.
I'm trying to think, I mean, we've been playing a bunch of them out, and, My Heart is a Bar is getting a reaction. Some people is definitely people are singing that song. So
what about my other choice, Never Be Sorry?
Yeah, we play
Yeah.
that out too, and it's just different shows, different
Yeah.
reactions. So sometimes, like we played it yesterday on the Today Show, and it felt really good. It was really fun. So it's so hard to pick,
It.
a
Agreed.
a single, and it's just so hard to.
Do you guys have the ability to choose, or is it your team, your label, who says no, it's going to be this one, or do
No,
you
it's-
collectively have the
Yeah,
choice?
it's definitely us.
Good.
But we definitely listen to their input. They have a lot of input and a lot of information that we don't get. So there's a lot of graphs and charts that they throw up on the wall, and we're like, interesting. No, we feel like this one's the single.
You guys have written a lot of songs for other bands and other artists. Is there any song you wish you'd have kept for yourself?
Not really.
No?
Like Say You Do for Dierks Bentley was one of the songs we used to play in our set
Yeah.
a lot. I think that would have ultimately been an Old Dominion song, but every song that we had cut by someone else that was a hit, like we really needed it at the time back in the day. So
You need that money.
Really
You got to feed
needed
the
it.
families.
now we don't really need it, but we really still want it.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
So
Yeah.
don't stop cutting our songs.
But you
whoever
do
says.
do the songs. You pay tribute to them, at least the show that I saw back in February, where
Yeah.
you bring it acoustic. You talk about, you almost bring it to a very Nashville singer-songwriter style, where you talk about the songs that you've written for other people, and then you played those. Do you still do that in your set, like
Yeah.
what people can expect tonight?
Yeah, that turns out to be a lot
Love
of people's
that.
favorite part of the show. It is a very Nashville songwriter night thing, but that's our history. That's how we came up in Nashville, was doing those songwriter nights, and we just felt like it was a cool way to to tell our story and give a little bit of our history by breaking it down for a minute and telling everybody how we got to where we are through the writing world.
I love it.
Speaking of Nashville, I mean, so many acts out of Nashville are single artist based, solo artist based. You guys are a full band. Do you think that helps you stand out, especially like as a live show? Because most people, when they're touring, it's just the artist and then the backing band they happen to have for that tour. Do you think that helps you guys stand out?
I don't know if it helps us stand out. It helps us sound like us. It helps create our sound, which might be ultimately what helps us stand out. But I don't really know, to be honest. Sometimes I think it's a benefit. Sometimes I think it's harder, but
I think in the live setting, it probably does enhance the show. Yeah, I think in the beginning, being a band made it harder to stand out. Bands weren't a thing when we were coming out, really. But now I think it does. Yeah, and definitely the live show, when you talk about the live show, it feels more like a band show, I guess.
And your sound is so unique. I mean, what are your influences? Because even on this latest record that you just released, I heard so many influences, even from like John Mayer too. I don't know if that was somebody that you were trying to tap into a little bit with your sonic sounds and production, but
I don't think we tried to tap into anyone. I think, but we did allow all of those influences in, and I mean, John Mayer is a huge influence on us, from songwriting to sonic production, but also like the Eagles and just all across the board, really. Like we have such a diverse, bunch of influences. Like I'm a huge Springsteen fan, and so there's some of that in there, and then there's like hip hop and Motown and all this other stuff is just mixed in there. There's a bunch of like grunge, Pearl Jam stuff in there. It's kind of everything.
Like Pure Prairie League and Allman Brothers and stuff.
Yeah,
so cram it, crumble it all up, and put it on one album.
Put it into a little package and see what happens.
And call it Old
Maybe
Dominion.
they'll download it and look where y'all are at now.
Matt, I heard something. This is crazy that you and Whit, who's the drummer now, were in rival drum lines. Drum lines,
yeah.
And you didn't go to high school together though.
We went to the rival high school. So where we grew up, there was for the whole county. It's super rural. So for the whole county back then, there was one middle school, and it split into two high schools. So we went to middle school together, and then he went to one high school, and I went to the other, and that's where we were in rival drum lines.
Did you know each other? Or?
Yeah, we knew each other. We weren't like best buddies or anything, hanging out or anything, but we definitely knew each other.
Is there any rivalry still? I mean, like,
he's way better than me.
I love it.